With Alden Chodash of AldenBoxing.com. Boxing has heated up again, Alden, as we move into the fall season. Last night on HBO, Rocky Juarez defeated Jorge Barrios. Juan Diaz, Michael Casita's fight also took place. Starting off with Juarez, is he back and ready for the big time once again?
No, you can't really depend on Rocky Juarez. Jorge Barrios, in my opinion, took his most dangerous weapon, which is his wild looping hard shots, and he exchanged them for straighter shots, which I think gave Rocky Juarez more of a chance to relax in there. I was expecting Jorge Barrios to overwhelm him with wild shots, but he didn't put enough pressure on Rocky Juarez to secure a victory, especially with the way the judges were seeing things. I definitely had Barrios ahead in the fight, as most others did. However, when the scores were revealed, although there was a stoppage, Juarez was slightly ahead. But it wouldn't have made any difference. Juarez is busting him up down the stretch. Juarez is a good fighter, he just doesn't let go enough, and it does cost him with the elite fighters, and Barrios definitely is not one of the elite. Why
don't you think Juarez throws more punches? You think he's just afraid to get hit?
Yeah, that's just his mindset. Not really afraid to get hit. That's just his fighting style from the get-go. He's a very conservative fighter out there. For some reason that I'm not aware of, he seems to take a good shot. He's definitely a great puncher. I don't know why he doesn't exchange more, because for those two reasons.
Now, who would you like to see him fight next?
Anybody, really. If he takes too much of a big step up, he's going to get exposed once again. So it's really a roller coaster type career for Rocky Juarez. I'm never really excited to see him, because I've seen him at his worst and at his best, and he never really seems to impress him.
Okay, Juan Diaz defeated Michael Casita. A lot closer on the scorecards than you thought, no?
Yes, definitely a clear-cut victory for Juan Diaz, made closer by all three judges, really. I was impressed by Juan Diaz. He showed a much more complex style. He was able to control the fight on long distance with his left jab, which he's never really used much in the past. And of course, he showed the old Juan Baby Bull Diaz style in close quarters, out-hustling a fighter who likes to out-hustle his opponents, in Michael Casita, which was impressive. But even more impressive, of course, was his ability to outbox Casita, which he hasn't really shown in previous fights, because he really hasn't had to. And after the Nate Campbell loss, I think Juan Diaz is going to modify his style as he did last night, and for better results, really.
Who would you like to see him go up against next?
The winner of Nate Campbell and Joan Guzman would be ideal. I think he would give Nate Campbell a run for his money if they would fight again, considering that Campbell gets by Joan Guzman, which is a very heavy task on its own. I think Guzman is going to beat Nate Campbell, and if Guzman and Juan Diaz ever comes off, it'd be a great fight, and you should take it from there.
Let's assume that Campbell beats Guzman, which is probably, I guess, unlikely, in your opinion as well as mine. Why do you think Diaz, what would be different that Diaz would beat Campbell this time?
Well, for one reason, he's aware of, I think he's probably more confident in his ability to beat elite opponents on the outside. I think he ran out of gas against Nate Campbell with the high work rate that he set. He's used to guys breaking down under the kind of pressure that he applies, and Campbell just wasn't one of them. I think if Juan Diaz would bring the fight to the middle of the ring and use his jab, he could win rounds without using so much energy, which he ran out of in the late rounds, and ultimately cost him the first loss of his career. And I think he can very easily, not very easily, but it's very possible that he could beat Campbell in a rematch if that ever comes off.
And but who do you think would win, Guzman, Juan Diaz?
I think Guzman's a little too quick for Juan Diaz in close quarters, and he's more superior at long distance.
Okay, this Saturday, HBO pay-per-view, lightweight matchup between Joel Casamayor, Juan Manual Marquez. Who's going to win?
I think Juan Manual Marquez is the more complete fighter, and for that reason he's going to win. Joel Casamayor is a great fighter, or was a great fighter, very quick, and that quickness as age progressed has decreased definitely, and that's the reason that he's not one of the elite lightweights, despite being recognized as the Ring Magazine lightweight champion. He has showed in the past that great speed and those great combinations that he used to throw has left him, and has left him as a mediocre lightweight fighter.
And it's on the undercard, Sergio Mora, Vernon Forrest 2. Forrest going to turn the tables?
I don't think so. I think he's just too old and too lethargic at this point of his career to beat Mora, who's definitely at his best, as he showed in the first fight. The only question is if Mora will be as motivated as he was in the first fight, in which he definitely took the fight to Vernon Forrest and beat him clearly.
Okay, Showtime same night. Lightweight matchup, Nate Campbell, Joan Guzman. You're saying Guzman is going to win that fight?
Yeah, he's too quick for Nate Campbell, definitely on the inside, and that's probably where the fight's going to end up. Joan Guzman's a great fighter on long range, but he's definitely willing to mix it up with fighters, and Campbell's going to be pressing the fight to him, so I think he's going to out-hustle Campbell, but could be an interesting fight.
Yeah, you expect fireworks there?
Yeah, both fighters are not afraid to get hit, and both fighters like to throw.
Okay, and Timothy Bradley is facing Edner Cherry in an interesting light welterweight matchup on that card. Who wins, Bradley or Cherry?
It's a very evenly matched fight. Edner Cherry definitely has the edge in experience. Timothy Bradley on the way up with the big upset win over Junior Witter. He should have a new set of confidence, and he's probably going to end up winning the fight. Against Edner Cherry, he's a little more talented, and he has all-around better boxing skills. Edner Cherry is a very hard puncher, but he's not a very complete fighter, and that's how he usually falls short when he takes a step up.
Okay. Who would win, Vladimir Klitschko or Vitaly Klitschko at their best?
That's very interesting, considering that the Ring Magazine is going to post in the next issue an article stating Klitschko versus Klitschko, the heavyweight fight that's never going to happen. Depends on when they fight. Right now, it's where...
Assuming both at their prime.
In their prime, I'd have to say Vitaly Klitschko is more durable. He's more flexible in the ring. He's not as clean, not as impressive to watch, really. He's a little more awkward, but he uses his awkwardness to his advantage more. I think he's the bigger puncher. Not as quick as Vladimir, but all around more dangerous.